Let's change tack by looking at the other topic. The People's Democratic Party in Nigeria is in deep internal turbulence with rival factions led by Wike and Makinde, clashing over legitimate leadership, conventional outcomes, and control of party structures. Now, INEC has refused to recognize the Wike-backed factions letter due to the procedural non-compliance and cited court orders in rejecting rival national committee, working committee claims. Vicky, can you unpack the legal foundation of their position and where these might lead us?
Yeah, I feel for the PDP. I really feel for the PDP. Both Nyesom Wike and Makinde cannot call themselves good party men. I see Makinde talking the other day like he's the only good party man in Nigeria. But a party man that supports the candidate, the presidential candidate of another party against that of his party, no matter the motivation, no matter what pushed you to take such an extreme action, cannot call himself a good party man. Yes, the manner in which Atiku emerged as the standard bearer of the PDP against the zoning agreement of the party was not good enough. It was also not good enough that Iyochiayu, who was the chairman of the party, refused to step down. Ideally, when the presidential candidate comes from the north, the chairman of the party should come from the south. It has always been like that in that party. But Ayu said he was not going to step down, and the matter went to court. It led to a crisis that divided the party. Ideally, with PDP having far more governors from southern Nigeria than the APC in the months leading to the presidential election of 2023, one would have expected that those governors will have been able to push hard to ensure that power shifted to the south, especially after a northerner, a Fulani from the northwest, had run Nigeria as president for 8 years. Ideally, power should have reverted to the south. But some politically greedy individuals in the PDP refused to let that happen. They said it was Atiku or nothing. Yes, that made some governors of the party, the G5, to be angry, and they worked against their party. And I'm saying that, morally speaking, working against your own party is unacceptable, no matter the situation. A good party man will stand by his party. So Seyi Makinde, governor of Oyo State, cannot claim that he's a good party man, given this antecedent, given that he refused to support the presidential candidate of his party, and instead supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu, presidential candidate of the APC. So we have to get that one clear. So if he's saying Wike is not a good party man, he's just as guilty as Nyesom Wike. The only difference this time is that after both of them teamed up to enthrone the president and made sure that the president's party prevailed in the presidential election, enabling the APC to form government. After that, Makinde then became a real champion of the PDP, began to recoil back into his cocoon and continue to support his party. Wike, on his part, joined the Bola Ahmed Tinubu government, and he became a cabinet, a member of the cabinet, became a minister. So that is where the disagreement began. Both of them came together to work against their party to ensure that their party did not form government at the center. But after that election, things began to change, and Wike then joined the government and continued to support the president. For Makinde, he felt that he was badly treated by the president. The president didn't accept his ministerial nominee. The president chose someone else and all that. So being a party man, a good party man, should not be conditional, Ibrahim. It should not be conditional. If you are a good party man, good or bad, you will support your party. You sink and yes, you will swim and sink with your party, no matter the situation. And I've seen people who had been badly treated in the APC who remained in the party. I've seen people who had been badly treated in the PDP who remained in the party. So that's the way I think it should be. Now, things got worse when Makinde and the governor of Bauchi pushed aggressively to have a convention of the party. Unfortunately for them, once they decided that they were going to have that convention in Ibadan, they made up their mind that nothing will stop the convention, that it has to be in Ibadan. They were sued, 2 different cases, 2 different courts, telling them that they should not go ahead with the convention. But did they listen? They didn't listen. When a federal high court gives an order, ideally you should go to a superior court to vacate that order. That is the legal principle. But they didn't go to a superior court to have the order vacated. They went to a court of concurrent jurisdiction. That is the High Court in Ibadan. And the High Court in Ibadan does not have power over federal agencies. Just the same way that a federal high court does not have power over chieftaincy matters. Those are deemed matters that should be handled by the state high courts. Now, INEC has said they are not going to recognize the convention that was held in Ibadan, where new party leaders emerged. They have said they will not accept the outcome of that convention, meaning that all of the people who emerged
Hello, BK, are you there? BK, are you there? Yeah, I'm afraid we lost connectivity with BKO. Yeah, so we've been looking at the internal party struggles, within the PDP, the forth and back between the BK faction and that of the Makinde's faction. Recently, we are also getting information as regards what really transpired during the G5, collaboration, which supported President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC in the 2023 general election. And now 2027 is approaching the corner, is around the corner, and then we're beginning to get revelations as to how money changed hands, back in the day. Let's take some comments while we await
Can
BK's
you hear me,
rejoining
Ibrahim?
of the. Yeah, I can hear you. We
Yeah.
lost you momentarily.
Okay.
Could you wrap on your thoughts?
Uh, uh, so now, right, in my view, because with courts ordering you not um, to conduct a convention, you didn't get organization, that means the order stands. And it means that whatever you did at that convention is a waste of time. Null and void and of no effect whatsoever. So that's the thing.
That's right.
So in my view, INEC is right. And in my view, Makinde and others should have listened to Bukola Saraki, who said, look, let's not have this convention at this time. Let's come up with maybe a caretaker committee, that will be able to run the affairs until we can properly reconcile aggrieved persons in the party and conduct a proper convention. That happened in the APC. They set up a caretaker committee and they were able to organize the party, and the party was led to victory in the election. So this is my view. Wike is planning a media chat for Monday where he intends to um, respond to some of the allegations that Makinde made against him, because Makinde accused him of saying that he was going to hold down the PDP for the president. And as far as Makinde is concerned, that kind of statement is meant to destroy the opposition parties in our country and ensure that the country reverts to a one-party state. A one-party system.
Yes.
So he said there was a meeting where the president was present, and where Wike made this decision to hold down the PDP for the president. And Wike is doing his best to destroy the PDP to enable the president get re-elected. He also said that the president told him that I should help him to organize the APC in Oyo State, but I told him no, I could not do it because it belongs to the rival party, which is the PDP. So one thing is clear: both Wike and Amechi and Makinde have been hobnobbing with a rival party for some time. And if you are hobnobbing with a rival party, you cannot call yourself a good party man. You have to stay in your lane, stay with your party through thick and thin, through the difficult times. Stay with your party.
Right.
That's the ideal thing.
That's right. Funke Adebola says, this is why people are tired of politicians. While citizens are struggling, party leaders are fighting over positions. Shegun Olatunji says, INEC did the right thing by insisting on due process. Political parties must follow their own rules. Musa Yakubu says, these internal fights weaken the position and leave Nigerians with fewer strong political choices. And Chiamaka says, young people want issue-based politics, not ego battles between powerful men. And we have Nelson saying that, Nelson Wilfred saying, Babajide, you are one of the most objective journalists in Nigeria today, and generations to come will remember you for this. Daniel Oniye says, lot of karma playing on G5. Interesting. Pastor of Offering, okay, whatever you like. Jetty something saying Sheyi Makinde and others on his side knew what they were doing. It is to have legal backing at all cost of whatever they have done at Ibadan. Okay, so let me take this last question and then we close them because of our time. You know, with court cases underway and potential legal judgments to come, what do you consider the implications for PDP's readiness for 2027 primaries and general election? Do you think legal uncertainty disqualify candidates or disrupts nomination timelines, especially with another direction which the interview Fayose granted on our channel was it last night? Making some allegations. I do not know. And then Wiki, as you said, will also be making some rebuttals on Monday. How do you think this will probably pan out for the PDP as fast as you can, Wiki?
I still think that the best thing they can do is to come together, put their differences aside, put a caretaker committee in place, which will organize an elective convention of the party. And time is not on their side, because by the end of the first 6 months of next year, candidates of political parties should have emerged. So if they do not put their house in order, they won't be in position to bring candidates. And if they bring candidates, those candidates will be disqualified by the courts because they did not emerge from a proper convention of the party. They have to emerge from proper primaries conducted at ward, state, and national level. So a proper convention of the party, an elective convention of the party that would enable them fulfill all righteousness, meet the stipulations in the Electoral Act 2022, and then they can rightly go into an election. If they do not, if we are still following the 2022 Electoral Act, then they risk not being able to present candidates in the next general election if they do not put their house in order. And I can tell you it's because of this kind of crisis that people are leaving the party like a house on fire. Look at the Osun governor. He left the party for a Accord party, and he cited the crisis within the party, the division within the party, for the action that he has taken, because INEC will not recognize either of those factions at this time unless a court of law declares one of the factions authentic. And I doubt if that will happen because they are not products of a properly conducted national convention. So the national chairman of the rival faction is not going to be recognized. The secretary or the weakest faction will not be recognized except they are on the same page. So Damagum and Wike have to first be on the same pedestal. So we don't know how they are going to do that, but time is against them. If they are wise, they have to move quickly to put their house in order so that, in fact, the elections in Osun and Ekiti, candidates in those elections, except they put their houses in order. Deciding that you are not going to listen to the courts, you are going to go ahead with an election, makes no sense. When a court of law, 2 courts of law have told you not to go ahead. The Sule Lamido went to court complaining that his rights were breached by the party by not allowing him to contest for the chairmanship of the party. And the court said, look, to ensure that his rights are protected, don't do that convention. Same thing with the Wike faction had gone to court earlier. So you should have set aside those orders of the court rather than saying that whatever happens, we are going to do it. Whatever happens, you have done it, but does it have the force of law? The answer is
Absolutely.
Who was mandated by the party to unite all members, to be the chairman of their reconciliation committee. You gave a man a job to do, and you wouldn't allow him to do it.
That's right. Absolutely. Interesting stuff. We have Mitun Sanga saying
it's very predictable. The outcome of the court battle is very, very predictable. You can't build something on nothing. Right. You can't build something on nothing. That convention was a waste of time.
Absolutely, Absolutely. Mitun Songa says, when did Makinde even start doing politics that he's throwing his weight around? These baby politicians have. Well, you said that. It's not a matter of when you join, it's a matter of what power you can wield or how you can play your game. Rotimi Ogulaya says, whether it's security or politics, Nigeria keeps relying on external fixes instead of building strong systems at home. Okay, well, that's about it on the show. It's we just need to call it a wrap. That's our show for today's edition of Issues with Jide. Special thanks to you, Baba Jide Kolade, to told you for those insightful analyses, as always.
Thank you, Brian. Enjoy the holiday.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the kind gestures. Always, Mikhail. And thanks to you to our audience for keeping our company on every edition. You can see the program anytime again by subscribing to our YouTube channel, TVC News Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button to get the latest information. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at TVC News NG. I'm also at Ibrahim_Shita. On behalf of the rest of the team, I'm Ibrahim Shita. See you again next edition. Bye for now.